we've just restarted after a lunch break, but can we please have a big round of applause for our 4 panelists here. You know them as well as anybody else, and I'm very privileged that I don't have to do any introductions because everybody knows you all in India very, very well. So all I'll say is, welcome to India, AB, Brett, and of course Akash and Anjum are our pride here. Let me begin with AB. The IPL is 2 days to go. You've experienced it and how for 11 years as a player, but this time around you're going to be commentating on the IPL. But begin by telling me, in the world, is it truly the centerpiece of cricket as we think it is in India?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here, and thanks for the introduction. It certainly is. It's grown from strength to strength over the years. It's most definitely, it's not only the biggest cricket league in the world, I think it's one of the biggest sports leagues in the world, which is quite something to have been achieved over not a long period of time. We've seen it really explode over the last few years. The performances the players put in really make them household names.
But Akash, speaking of the IPL and its success, I do want to broaden this to the format itself. You know, we've had a lot of conversations, and you know, Brett and AB can weigh in on this as well, along with Anjum. There's been a sense that the T20 format in itself is a bit threatening to other formats, particularly the classical format of Test cricket. Do you sense that there is a concern? I mean, the BCCI recently incentivized monetarily for players to play more Test cricket. What does that tell you? And is there a concern?
Good afternoon, everyone. When you talk about the T20 cricket threatening, I think there is a possibility of everyone to coexist. This was the threat way back in 2008 as well, when the tournament was first launched. I was one of those skeptics that it may actually eat into Test cricket too much. Nobody would want to play Test cricket and all of that because I was still that old school and couldn't play like AB, of course. Not many of us could. But it has still coexisted. Let's be fair. On Jio Cinema and Sports 18, we were covering the Test series that just got concluded. It was India versus England. Absolute top draw where contests were very keenly contested. 2 quality teams going at each other. There is a lot of charm there. Yes, it is under a bit of pressure, but pressure is good. All cricketers will tell you that we need to thrive under pressure. If you buckle and you disappear, I mean, bad luck. But Test cricket has survived 150 odd years. Different form and shape, but it will be there.
Anjum, lots of responsibility on respective boards to do their bit, because as we all accept, there is a bit of threat, and we need to do a little bit more. Do you sense that all boards will put their thinking caps on and, you know, put their hands together?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. If I didn't say it, then I would have been singled out. So I rather say good afternoon to everyone. I do feel that Test cricket cannot die. So it's like what Akash said. You know, when T20 came in, no one will play Test cricket. But, you know, it's like a wheel, like this rising India wheel that we're all a part of at this point of time. It will come around. And I think it's obviously the English cricket board, Australian, Indian, South African, New Zealand, all these cricket boards will need to do their bit. They will all come around. It's all about investing at the right time, at the right place.
But AB, certainly the modern cricketer, do you sense faces a different dilemma when it comes to choosing their career path, which is why we're having to incentivize a little bit for them? I mean, different choices that they have to make vis-a-vis what you had to make in your days?
Yeah, I'm quite thankful I never had to make the decision. I was always motivated just to play for my country, and whatever comes after that is a bonus, you know. If there are any other leagues, which happened during my career. For youngsters these days, it's really not an easy decision, but it should be made easy for them, and that's where I'm coming from. I feel cricket is like music, and Test cricket is like classical music. It almost becomes part of you. It's an art, where T20 is probably more like rock music. It's more entertaining and exciting, but there's room for all genres to exist within music.
Brett, what would you tell modern day cricketer today when it comes to these dilemmas?
I started playing cricket professionally 96, 97, I think it was, a long, long time ago. And, you know, the choice and options weren't there. And my dream was to play for Australia, to wear the baggy green cap. So we want to make sure that any kid, any young boy or girl that wants to get the chance to play Test cricket can have that opportunity. I think across the board, though, what would have to happen in order to make it work is to make sure that the players get paid the same amount of money, whichever country that they're playing for.